Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good morning, everyone. Most welcome to the second presentation, talking about the interiors business from the construction perspective. In the last presentation, we talked about the details of the ceilings, the details and types of ceilings. It was very brief introduction. And for this presentation, we will go deep into the drawings. How you can generate master drawings that actually can be given to any craftsman, and he can build what you have designed. So the drawings and the details must be accurate and must be very precise in order to achieve what you really want. Because in many cases, you order orange and you end up with apple. So this happens in many cases. So the more accurate your drawing is, and the more detailed your drawing is, the more close you will get the result. Before we start this presentation, I want to tell you a small story. I had the privilege to work with a very big developer from Southeast Asia that is Far Glory. You can Google it. That's one of the tycoons in Far East Asia. I did a very nice project with him in Abu Dhabi for entire tower, the interiors of entire tower. He was a developer and he built this tower, and we did the interior. Now, the chairman of Far Glory, one of the executives actually, he told me a story about the chairman of Far Glory. Once he was walking in one of the streets, and then one gentleman, he approached him. And he told him, you are the chairman of Far Glory, and I bought one apartment from your company. And you know, the process of buying an apartment is that you go into presentation first. You see the perspectives and you see the plans. Then you buy it, and then you end up owning it. Now this gentleman, he approached the chairman of Far Glory and he told him, I want to tell you something about my apartment. So there must be some kind of complaint or something. To the contrary, the gentleman, he told the chairman of Far Glory that when I saw the perspective, I like the apartment very much. I like your design and I like your work. But when I get the actual apartment, I was surprised that the reality is more beautiful than the perspective. What kind of, certificate, what kind of achievement any contractor is dreaming of better than this? A satisfied customer, he's like, is expressing his happiness about getting the result more than what he has expected. This can be achieved with proper detailing. So when you do a design, it's beautiful design. And again, I tell you, the sky is the limit for any design. You can do whatever designs you want, as long as you have the means to make it happen, to turn it into reality. And this will happen by following and by making the proper details in order to give it to the fabricators to end up with the result that you want. We move on into the presentation. Most of you have been in the previous lecture. So today I'm going to brief this one. Who is Anas? I have a Bachelor degree of Architecture, 1996. Award winner, Aleppo City Gate Design, 1997. MBA degree, 2007. And 22 years of experience in interiors business. I did worth the work of 500 million dirhams along these years. So I don't claim that I know everything, because no one knows everything, but what I know might be very, very useful for you. Eventually, after all these years, I came to do my own business, so I set up a company called Cougars. I'm the general manager of Cougars Interior Decoration, and I'm operating from Dubai since 2018. Again, we go into a brief look into the interiors from the perspective of the business, from business perspective. This is the business of interiors. You have to know the interiors material, you need to know the interiors categories, and you need to know the interiors management. That's it. Then you are master. But you have to dive deep into each and every of this one. For today, as we said before, we have the interiors category. We are going into the interiors category segment. In the interiors categories, we have three subcategories of the interior contracting business: partitioning, walls, and there's a reason why I separated partitioning from walls. Because partitioning is a business of its own. Walls means the walls cladding. What you finish on the wall is totally different category. We go into the ceiling, as we did in the last presentation, and the flooring and the customized items, and finally the outdoor decorative items. For today, our presentation is taking a little swerve. Today we are diving into the shop drawing hierarchy. Shop drawing means that these drawings are ready for construction. We do very fancy designs. We do very fancy artworks with all these colors, all these presentations, materials, samples, lines, colors. And then it's the time of execution. So we go into advanced stage of drawing that called the shop drawing. What is the hierarchy of shop drawing? In the construction business, this is the hierarchy. I try to simplify it as much as possible to be understandable and absorbable by you. But every category of these is a piece of art. You need to master every category of these in order to have control on your drawings and on your execution. Every category of this is coming into this order. You cannot start this before doing this, and the same thing for this. Always you have to start from the key drawings. What's the meaning of key drawings? It is the general drawing that describes your entire work. And what I mean by this is, when you talk about flooring, you have to have key drawing showing all your project flooring. Now you might say that this is the standard, this is what we do. Well, yeah, but in terms of construction, you need to have key drawing for each and every element of your work. Means, if I have flooring, certain type of flooring, I have to have key plan indicating what flooring goes where. I have marble, parquet, carpet. I need to indicate very properly where each material falls and what's the description of each material. And then I can go to the next stage of drawing. In terms of furniture, I have to have some kind of key plan showing all the locations of the furniture with indication that each and every piece of furniture, it has its own code and it has its own location. And this will be very useful for you and your subcontractor to track the progress of the work. Now we jump off the presentation and we will dive into what you will see as this is a piece of art. This piece of drawing, I call it, because I'm passionate about my business, I look into every piece of work that other individual done as piece of art. In this drawing, you have lots of data condensed in one piece of paper. But in this data, you have too many factors indicating what you really want to build. This is the Far Glory project I was talking about. This is Al Maria Plaza Tower in Abu Dhabi. This is one of the floors, one of the typical floors. In this drawing, you can see very clearly, the first thing you have to notice, there's a key plan on top. The function of this key plan is to indicate where you are talking. By the way, this is the standard, almost the standard format, or let's say the standard layout of any drawing. It has certain information here. It gives you, it's like a dashboard in the car. Dashboard in the car, it gives you all the information you want in order to drive safely. This piece here, it gives you all the information you want to construct safely, with a timely manner, because time is a very essential factor in the construction business. In this key plan, you can find here, I'm sorry for the quality of the photo, but I believe you can see somehow some red dots. These red dots indicating the location of some items in this key plan. See here this one? I won't dive into too much detail, but I will just give you an indication. Now for this key plan, if we made a little bit zoom in, you will see the amount of work done to generate this. You see, the more I zoom in, the more you see more details emerging. For example, here, it's a bathroom. You see how many indications there are in the bathroom. It shows each and every wall and how it is constructed and what is the material to do it. So the key plan normally, it has general information of your project as a whole.